London. I've been back for about 10 days after what's been quite a whirlwind October and November, during most of which I was either travelling, I was in Dubai, I was in Hong Kong and Singapore, in China, up in Scotland, or working extremely hard in my day job here in the office in London in the law firm. I also managed to attend the Polyglot Conference and I spoke there, the workshop, and also the London Language Show. You might have seen the vlogs from there. So there's been lots of stuff going on. It's all been very stimulating, but it does mean that the sort of regular, quiet plugging away at a language that I like to do has gone out of the window a bit. And I wanted to tell you, use this as a bit of an update of my Basque, because I haven't spoken about that since August, early September, when I've been working very hard in preparation for going on TV and using Basque. I wanted to tell you what had been happening, but I also want to look at how we can sort of keep the language ticking over when life starts to get in the way, or travel starts to get in the way, and whether we should be too worried when we are blown completely off course. So what I was basically doing was September was relatively quiet, so less study and self-study and fewer one-to-one sessions than in August, but I was still clocking up quite a lot. So that was steady as she goes. Then in October and November, all I could do was really keep the language ticking over. So what was I doing? Well, first of all, passive audio. So I was listening to Basque radio mainly, to an extent audio materials from my textbooks, on in the background when I'm in the shower, doing the washing up, that sort of thing, or on through the earbuds when I was jogging. So that's one thing I could do, and something I could do on the road as well quite easily. Second, when I was on the road, I packed one of my smaller textbooks, the Colloquial Basque book, and I wasn't in the mood for doing exercises from that or engaging more actively with it as I'd normally like to do, but I did review some of the dialogues when I was on a long flight, for example. I also had a small novella packed, and I was reading some of that using Google Translate to help me, because that was a native level Basque novella, and I'm not really anywhere near that level yet, but I could still sort of follow more or less what was going on. And this isn't optimal, of course. It's not as active, as interactive as I'd normally like. I wasn't doing things like spaced repetition, which I could have been doing to, keep boosting and expanding my vocabulary. But things were ticking over. And now I've got back, I'm actually feeling I've benefited in a way, and I've vlogged on this before, from having quite a pause in my active study. It's as if things have sort of settled, and a new layer has laid itself down, if you like, on those foundations, which I can continue then now to build on. And I'm finding it relatively easy to get back into a regular study routine, because I've got what you might call the anchors of my long-term language learning in place. What are those? Well, first of all, yes, this habit that I've had in the past of a regular, 30-minute slots, maybe 5 days a week type routine that I can get back to with the quality materials that I like lined up. I've also got teachers and language partners lined up, so I've got one session booked with the teacher next week, and I will be getting in touch in the next few days once Christmas is out of the way with my other two teachers to see if they're ready to take me on again some more sessions in the new year. And so that's the second thing. And the third thing, which I've come back to, is social context, if you like. I'm a member of the London Basque Society. They had their Christmas dinner last Saturday, so I went to that, and I got speaking some Basque again. And these social contacts really help give you a sense to your language learning, as well as practice, and re-enthuse you for the project. As an aside there, I managed to get back into a WhatsApp group of acquaintances from the Basque Society, which I'd dropped off from earlier in the year. I think it's when I bought a new phone. Somehow the group hadn't carried over. So there have been Basque WhatsApp messages flying around this week, which has sort of, again, helped make the language real for me. And also we've got a meetup planned for in the new year. So I'm back on track, or I will be once the Christmas holiday now is out of the way, and it's been relatively easy to do that because of these different anchors being in place. How do you find it if, and you may feel that very often life is disrupting your study routine more than it isn't, Are there lower level activities you like to use to keep your language ticking over? And do you find then when things quieten down that it's hard to get back into it? Or do you find anchors like this, so a previous routine, good teachers or exchange partners, some sort of social context, really do help you to get back into the groove pretty quickly? Let me know in the comments below. If you are watching this on Christmas Day, well, Nadolig Llawen in Welsh, or Fröhliche Weihnachten auf Deutsch, Sorionak Uscaras, and I hope you like my Christmas tree. There'll be, I think, a travel vlog coming up on Thursday, and next week I want to look back a little bit and ahead to all the stuff that's going to be coming up on the site and the channel in 2019 to discuss plans, and so I hope you'll be with me for that. Don't forget to subscribe for the vibe, think about a thumbs up, tickle that bell, and share if found. Have a good Christmas.